this week's video is a little bit different, and as you can tell by the fact that I'm holding the camera instead of having it on a tripod and I don't have lights on, and you can tell because, you know, things are changing as I spin around. But, so this week things are a little bit different because I had a hard drive fail on me, so that's not fun, right? So basically, I'm going to talk about why you should have things backed up, and then also what to do if you happen to have a hard drive fail on you, because both of those things are not very fun situations. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is why you should have your stuff backed up, and that is because if your hard drive fails, because, you know, those are my two hard drives, this is the new one, that's the old one, the blue one here, that's the old one, that's the new one. If your hard drive fails and you have it backed up, it's no problem. You just get a new hard drive and you copy your old hard drive onto your new hard drive so that you, again, have a new backup. But if you don't have it backed up, and that is your only working drive, which this blue drive here, this was my working drive until it failed. I only had most of it backed up on the computer here. So that's a problem. So if your working drive fails, you have all of your files lost, you have all of your old stuff lost, everything's gone, and there's no way to get it back if it dies completely. And that's not a fun situation. Now luckily, I actually had most of my stuff backed up, because the internal hard drive on my computer is the same as my working hard drive. And because I had most of it backed up already, and that part's actually really important when it comes to actually reacting to when your drive fails, which I'm going to actually go onto my computer and screen record so I can show you what you should do. So here we are on my computer. On the left here, this is my old drive, the blue one, the WD one. This over on the right here, this is the new one. It's the Seagate one, the black one, whichever you prefer. So they look the same, they have the same name, but they have a different drive letter. Just ignore that. Now, whenever you have a drive that you think is dying, it's probably going to get really slow, and this is assuming that you have a slowly, painfully dying drive like I do. It's entirely possible that your drive will just one day not start spinning or not stop or not be read by the system or something. That's entirely possible. Luckily, that's not the case for me. About a week ago today, it just started being incredibly painfully slow. So, first thing you should do if you think you have a dying drive, get crystal disk info like this, and it tells you your health status. This is bad. When it says bad, that's not a good thing. So, you've looked at crystal disk mark, and you know for sure you have a dying drive. So what do you do next? Well, if you already have things backed, or some things like I did backed up, you just put those on your new drive, which I have done here. If you don't have everything backed up, or if you're like me and you only have some things that are not backed up, because this was my working drive, so there was some things on here that were not on my computer. So basically you just want to get the most important things off first, because when you have a dying drive, you don't know when it's going to go completely dead and not turn on again. Another thing you should keep in mind, you want to keep the drive as cool as possible and stress it as little as possible. So as much as you want to just highlight all of your important things, like say, here's all my video things. I didn't have this one backed up, I didn't have this one, and this one. There were a few I didn't have backed up. I think, oh, and this one. Yeah. So as much as you want to highlight all of these and just copy them over onto your new drive, that puts a lot of stress on your old drive, and the more you stress it, the faster you're going to kill it. So in trying to save the drive, you might actually end up killing it, so that's a bad idea. Just go folder by folder and get the most important things off first. So like in my case, it was some raw pictures that I didn't have saved because I had just put them on the drive like 2 hours before it started, like a day before it stopped working. Step 1, get your most important things off, and then progressively work your way down. And step 2, get another drive and back it up. Because if your new drive fails, you're back in the same position you were to start. As far as prevention goes, I know I kind of lied at the beginning of the video when I was talking about 2 things. I'm talking about 3 things. As far as prevention goes, you can't do anything really. The closest thing to preventing you can do is backing up, which isn't preventing at all, and just monitoring the status of your drive, which again isn't actually preventing at all. Now, the WD drive, I don't know what the Seagate drive came with, but the WD drive came with a bunch of software that one of them, I don't remember which one of them you installed it, and it basically, every time you plugged in the drive, it told you the health of your drive. I didn't install that for some reason, because that probably would have saved me a lot of headache. So, as you heard me explain, or at least I hope you heard me explain, it's pretty important to back things up and to make sure you know what to do when your drive fails, because mechanical things always fail at some point. It's just a matter of when. So, hopefully this video taught you something. I know it's kind of like weird and random that I'm like standing here holding a camera, like flapping my arms about trying to be fun when talking about dead hard drives, which are not fun by definition. So if you did enjoy this video, despite the randomness and weirdness, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment how I can improve future videos, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!